Hey guys, today I want to just go over something really, I'm not going to say basic, but it's something that I see a lot of people struggle with. And I want to go over it. And it's just mount maintenance, okay? Maintaining your mount. A lot of people prefer crossbody or side control over mount. So there are some things I want you to understand about mount. First off, mount is not a lazy man's position. It's a dynamic position. You have to always be moving and changing certain things about your own body to maintain the position. A lot of people assume, oh, it's a big guy, he just gets on mount, he can stay there forever. No, if you're not dynamic, if you're not adjusting your body to your opponent, you're not going to maintain that position very well, which is why a lot of people prefer crossbody over mount because they struggle maintaining the mount position. But if that's something you struggle with, work on it. You should really be a monster on mount to where if you get to mount, people almost want to just give up because you've been there so many times and you've basically just demoralized your opponent. So I'm going to go over just some things that I usually teach the kids class that help them learn this some basic principles for mount. So I'm going to have instructor Charles lay down. I'm going to have him angle his head just at an angle so we can see certain things, okay? So first things first. When you get to mount, if you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, you're kind of learning. One of the first things I tell my kids' class is chest down and arms out. And the reason that is because if you just sit here like doing this, which is what a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, do this. They just sit here and they look. Well, Charles is going to do the basic elbow escape. He's just going to, he's going to move me. He's going to get his knee in. He got out and you think, oh, this position is not a good position. Okay, so first thing I usually tell the kids is you get to mount chest down and arms out. Now, the reason why I say arms out is this. I want you to remember this principle. Anytime your wrist is somehow right below your elbow, you can get rolled. And I've seen kids get rolled. I've seen adults get rolled. Just from here, the guy didn't do any trapping. All the guy did was he bridged. But see, look, I can't post in enough time. I'm about to get rolled over because my wrist is below my shoulder. The other thing people do is they'll come here and hold the head like I've seen little kids do this. Well, guess what? Your wrist is still below your shoulder. So without trapping anything, if Charles just bridges, I'm getting rolled. So one of the basic things is chest in and then wrist, arms out. So now I have my position. So now if Charles tries to bridge, I have posts. Okay. Second thing that I tell people is when someone is trying to move you, like you notice Charles was bridging, if my hands are posted, I actually pinch my knees. Okay, you can pinch them or you can kind of grapevine an ankle when they bridge, but that connects my body to his body because my hands are posted. If I don't use my hands for posting, I don't pinch my knees. So you're starting to understand this is a dynamic position. You have to always be moving. So out. Here I kind of pinch and I feel his hips. So if he tries to go now, I'm using just my posts to keep myself. Okay. So that's the first thing. Second thing I want you to go over, and this is the last thing we'll cover, is what to do when someone has a good bridge and you're starting to take your hands off the mat to either attack or hug a neck. You actually need to move your knees back. So I use my hands to push my knee. And if you watch this left knee, I'll push it backwards and up in the air. When I do that to both of my feet, I'll clap my feet together. So if Taro were to bridge right now, you see how I move my knees backwards and I clap my feet together. I don't grapevine. So a lot of people will have you do this. Here's the problem with the grapevine. If you grapevine at the same time, there are escapes he can do to get out, or he can untie one foot. Yep. And then if he drops that foot straight to the mat, look, he's going to get his knee under. There it is. But if you clap your feet and he tries to drop his foot, see that? I'm kind of keeping it trapped in there. So chest down, arms out, and then as you start to attack or hug the head here, they're going to start to bridge. I'm going to use my hands on the mat. Anything I have friction, and push my knees backwards and up. Okay, so anytime Tarl bridges, and then ready, it's a dynamic position. So what I mean by that is as soon as you notice, as soon as Tarl rested, I brought my knees back. You can't stay here when he rests, because now I've stretched my body out almost like a hot dog. If you watch Henry Gracie's 32 Principles, it's the pyramid principle. I've stretched myself too far out. Now Tarl's just gonna roll this way. I lost my position. So I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, he's big. Well, watch this. Tarl's smaller than me. If Tarl gets on top of me, anytime I bridge, as he pushes with this hand and he claps his feet and he moves his knees backward, if I rest though, he brings his knees back in. Yep, he's starting to isolate things, but watch. If I bridge and he does it correctly, go ahead. He bridges back, but I relax, but he doesn't. See how he stretched? Oh, now I can go. So, here's some things I want you to remember. If you don't know what you're doing at first, chest down, arms out. Don't put your wrist below your shoulder. And then remember, clap your feet and learn how to basically do this movement. You're here, push your knees back, and then relax. If you don't relax, you're gonna get caught. And that's what a lot of people do incorrectly. They bridge back like, yay, yay, yay. Person relaxes, but they stay pushing, and then they get rolled. So that's just a few of the principles, not all of them, but it's just some of the things that will help you maintain your mount better. All right, good luck.